There is a reason we started filming Haunting History. We wanted to draw interest to the historic locations as a way to help preserve them. Some teams help by hosting tours or investigations to raise funds for these locations. The downside is that in many cases these historic places are getting nothing, while paranormal teams reap the benefits, leaving the buildings to fend for themselves. I'd like to introduce to you the Kendrick House. I first investigated this location over 10 years ago. It later fell into the hands of a paranormal team, and I haven't been back since. We were invited to join Denise and Ron Pridemore, as well as a few others, to investigate the Kendrick home. The years had not been kind to the home, as it was apparent that major repairs were needed. After getting settled in, we asked Denise what she had learned from her tour of the home.
The Kendrick House is the oldest standing house in Jasper County. They started building it in 1849 by a guy named Jacob Rankin. He didn't finish the house, but when he started it, it was built with all materials here found on the property except for the glass. He had that glass shipped in from St. Louis by ox cart, so that's very expensive at the time. Since he didn't finish the house, he ended up selling it to his son-in-law, Tom Dawson. Tom Dawson worked on the house some more, but he didn't get it finished either. Funny thing about him is that he decided to go west on the gold rush. He didn't find a whole lot, came back, decided to sell the house. He sold it to the Kendricks, William and Elizabeth Kendrick. They finished the house, and they set up their gunsmith shop and their blacksmith shop and some other things around here on the property. They were Southerners, and they were Southern sympathizers during the Civil War. Before the Civil War started, they had 7 sons. When the actual Civil War started, they had 4. At the end of the Civil War, they had 1. That son was Jacob, and he had a wife, and her name was Elvira. They had 4 children, and they lived in this house. Their children had children, and they all stayed here until the 1980s. In that time, they had multiple people die from different things, like they had one had polio, died within 36 hours of being diagnosed. They had another child that died from, they think, spina bifida, something to do with the spine is all they could find. There was a lot of interest. They had other people that had passed here too. This house was used as a field hospital during the Civil War. There's a table here that is supposedly confirmed to have been used during the Civil War as an operating table. Let's see, it was also used as like a sick house after the Civil War for people, because they needed some place to take their sick. Elvira apparently was very sympathetic to some of the people in the area, and she used to feed the poor. Besides that, there's not a whole lot of other things that we know, other than there's a lot of hot spots in the house.
I've drove by this location quite a few times, the Kendrick House. I've never been in this location, but opportunity knocks, and another group wanted us to come investigate with them, and so we jumped on it, and I'm hoping that we get some action tonight. There's supposed to be a little girl that is in this house, and I'm hoping that she'll appear for us, and anything else that might happen, I hope we get some really good stuff.
Our night began with an EVP session in the main parlor room.
So if there are any spirits in this room with us, can you please tell us your name? There's supposed to be a little girl spirit in this house. If you're with us today, Can you please tell us your name? Are you upset about how the house looks now, how the roof leaks and it's kind of falling apart? How does that make you feel? If the little girl is in this house, a lot of people don't know which room was your bedroom. Can you go upstairs, if you're down here, go upstairs and stomp on the floor, marking which room was your bedroom?
Oh, they also had slaves, and the slave that was here, her name was Rose. She lived in the slave quarters that were out back. They have since burned down, but she had 5 children, and she was treated like family. So no horrible slave stories here. The original slave house burnt down. Don't know when. I was told it was over 15 years ago. The slave house that's out there now was moved here from Miller, Missouri, about 15 years ago.
This is David. It is July 27th, just after 10 p.m. I am in the slave quarters behind the Kendrick House in Carthage, Missouri. I'm going to set this recorder right here on this bedpost. Now, this place was moved here from Miller, Missouri. This is not the original slave house, as the original, I guess, burned down a long time ago, like 15 years ago or so. But this is an old structure still. And I've had previous experience in here with a shadow figure, as well as capturing the voice of a female. Who this female is, I don't know. This place could have been set up on the old foundation that was the old slave house. I'm not sure of that. So if it is, then we're sitting right in the footprint. So I'm going to do a solo session here, a quick EVP session, to see if we can capture anything. Hello? I don't know if that was a dog. Is there somebody here? My name is David. Not here to hurt you. Bugs crawling on me. I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to say hi. My eyes keep playing tricks on me. There is a trucking company behind this place, so we'll be hearing a lot of truck noises. If there's anybody here who could hear the sound of my voice, please don't be scared. If you can hear my voice, don't be scared. You can come out. It's fine. You're okay. My name is David. There's a horn. I heard a knock back here too. Do you mind telling me your name, please? If you can hear me, where I'm at, it is dark. I can't see you. It's hard to hear you. I just felt like this odd sensation. Almost like I got goosebumps on my legs. I just... Where I'm at, I can't see you and I can hardly hear you, so you have to really try. I don't know how you can do it, but somehow. There's a car going by that's loud. Somehow can you let me know that you're here? The traffic is extremely loud out here, and it's a lot to contend with. You have to sort through a lot of this, and you know, sometimes it's hard because you might hear something when traffic's going, like I've been. So I really got to hunker down during the review and see if I actually did catch anything. But I also have to remember to be skeptical and try to filter out a lot of this noise. I think I'm going to go back in and review the audio and let them continue their investigation inside. We collected in the room that contained a table that was used during the Civil War for operations. Using a cell phone, I played sounds of Civil War battle to try to elicit activity, during which Denise recorded and monitored the audio on a laptop.
All right, yeah.
Yep.
That's them in there. Do you remember those sounds? Was that familiar? Here. I set those cups up in a certain way. Sometimes tonight, if somebody would move them, they wouldn't get in trouble. Were you in battle here in Carthage? Anybody else hear that? No?
What?
I heard like a whisper of like somebody saying no.
Okay, asking you.
If I just heard you, please try to answer again like you just did. But were you in the battle here in Carthage? Were you here when they burned Carthage? I don't know if it's just me. I keep hearing like some whispering. Like I could have sworn I heard somebody say Sal.
From where we're at? Back here or
Right that way. It was like a whisper almost.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to review the audio to see if we had captured any of the chatter that I was experiencing. Upon review, it seems that someone had something to say.
Were you further north or south?
This is the next part.
I don't know if it's just me. I keep hearing like some whisper.
Play that part over again.
I don't know if it's just me. I keep hearing like some whisper.
Replay that. Can you loop that? Like highlight it and loop it? Play, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
loop
it's just me. I don't know if it's just me.
Yeah, there's something talking behind you.
And yeah.
Play it again.
I don't know if it's just. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just me.
You can hear it all the way over here.
I'm trying to figure out what
Yeah.
it's saying.
I can't figure out what it's saying.
Go get your earbuds.
I can hear it.
Yeah, let me get my ears.
The south.
Does it say something the south or
No,
That
just
sounds like
the
it's
south?
going
Oh, the south.
the
Okay.
south.
Here, you can just hit the button if you want.
Like you didn't get it the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like he was making a more bolder statement. The south, like you didn't hear it.
Yeah, because at first it said south.
I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing something else. I'm not gonna say what I'm hearing.
I slowed it. It slowed down a lot.
Yeah.
Did it sound?
Do they have a sense of humor at least?
Depends on how you take it.
Okay.
You know, sometimes I think that everybody perceives
Right.
something they say, maybe what was said was really meant for you,
Mm-hmm.
and we're hearing something different.
Mhm.
I'm hearing two words.
Yeah, there's two words, but I hear the
It's
south.
just two.
I'm hearing fuck you.
What?
I hear fuck you. Regardless if Like, regardless if we can make out what it's saying, there's obviously something there. Yeah.
Right.
So right here at this table. I'm going to be sitting right there with the Ouija board. This is a custom built one from John. It's got a built-in microphone to pick up any kind of sounds or anything that might come through the Ouija board or the surrounding area. John's got a receiver that he's going to have in another room. He's going to be monitoring and recording on that. So I'll be using this here. He'll be in there. Everybody else will be upstairs. They're going to do a regular EVP session, maybe focus their energy down here. Who knows? But I was hearing some whispering earlier, so I think that was kind of a sign that it was meant for me to be here, be down here at least. And we're just going to kind of experiment with this. Who knows what's going to happen? And best of luck to everybody, especially me. I'm going to need it. So yeah, we're at the Kendrick Place. It is officially 1:31. This is the Ouija board session. I am sitting at the table where during the Civil War this was used as a operating table, and there are a few people upstairs that are going to be doing an EVP session as well, and trying to focus their energies here. So let's see if we can get anything to respond. Like I said, I'm a novice with the Ouija board, so this will be interesting. Alright, I don't know if this can be even done with one person. So I'm just going to place this right here. I'm going to be talking soft. I'm going to be talking low so I don't bleed through. And yeah. If there's any spirits here that can hear my voice, this is another form of communication. You'll, is that you, John?
Yeah,
Okay. You'll use this planchette, this piece right here, and you'll highlight different letters on this. Okay? So like, if you want to spell out your name, you can spell out your name. No, yes, there's a goodbye there. So I invite whoever is here to make contact with me via this device. If you want to talk to me, let's talk. I heard you whisper, so let's do this. Okay, for camera's sake, we just heard this weird moan sound, and right after we heard that, like everybody heard it, nobody is saying they made that sound, but right after we heard that, I heard some, like a female whispering off to my left, over this direction, so. I don't know. Is that the lady in the other room?
Thought they all went upstairs.
Not all of them. That one lady's still sitting in that chair.
It's probably her. Go look.
It was weird, I just heard whispering. I'm gonna ask her if she that was loud though.
Hey, did you yawn or anything? Did you yawn or anything?
But there's a female in here. You see this table and this box here? That's me touching the box. There's a planchette on here, this piece right here. If you want to move this, you can move it to corresponding letters, or you can select yes and no, and you can talk to me that way. Or if you want to be vocal again, make that sound again, we'd love to hear it. Was that her? Did you hear that, John?
Yeah, I heard it, but
Alright, that's gotta be. It's gotta be somebody. Hang on. Alright, we're taking this. I'm taking this. Obviously there's nobody in here, you just saw. Did you make another sound? Did somebody just say no?
not up here.
I just heard a female say no. Right after I asked that question. Did you hear anybody say no?
I thought I heard somebody say no, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. All right.
I heard it on the headset.
Whether or not we captured the voices of those who have passed, it was great to be able to come back to a place that I would frequent so long ago. For that, I want to thank Ron and Denise and everybody else for inviting and having John and myself out. The Kendrick home is a treasure, and unfortunately, time is catching up with it. With so much work needing to be done to keep it up, we can only hope that we don't lose this piece of history. No,
You don't like it?
I don't like
What
it.
do you want?
What do you want from me?
What do you want? Oh!